This is a behind the scenes tutorial on how I build custom websites for my clients that don't require coding. Hey there, my name is Megan. If you are new, thank you so much for coming to this video. And if you have been here, hello, I hope you guys are doing wonderful. Welcome to another episode of Wine and Design. I don't have wine today. This is actually kombucha, but my purpose behind my Wednesday wine and design videos are to just sit down with you, talk about graphic design, show you behind the scenes of my client work, talk about my business struggles while sipping on one of our favorite beverages. And most of the time that's wine for me, but today it's kombucha. So grab your favorite beverage and let's hang out and talk about graphic design. Before I hop into this video, I did want to mention that my course, Guide to Landing Graphic Design Clients, is still available for just $68, but today is the last day to get it at that price. So if you've been wanting to get it, now's the time because that price will be increasing tomorrow. I will leave the link right down below if you want to learn more about it. I have so many amazing clients already giving me great feedback, and I would love for you to join me as well. When you join, you will be able to get access to my community where we can talk and just answer questions on a deeper level. So I'll leave that link right down below, but I just wanted to mention that before we hop in. In today's video, I'm going to be showing you guys a step-by-step tutorial on how I build my client websites from complete scratch. So I'm going to be building this on Adobe XD, but I'm going to give you guys tips and tricks of what I think about when I see that blank piece of paper and my approach to how I design the custom website. Plus, this does not require coding, so I'm going to talk about that as well. But enough talking, let's hop into the tutorial. All right, you guys, so this client actually has two different brands. One of them is more performance-based and the other one is more frequency-based. So I'm actually designing the websites for both of those sister companies. So this one is more performance-based, but I just wanted to show you how I approach the website design. So when approaching the website design, I like to do it as if it's kind of like a hamburger. So I do the buns first and then the meat of the website after. So as you can see, the navigation is one of the buns and then the footer will be the other bun, and then we can kind of form the website after that. So I'm just aligning the navigation, making sure that looks okay. And one of the other things I did make sure to do before starting anything was to make sure I have the color palette on the left-hand side, as well as the character styles and my components, which are my logos and any sort of submarks that I might have designed for her. So that's all on my Adobe XD file. Makes it super easy to design because I can click those colors, I can click those fonts, and it's seamless. So right now I am just kind of adjusting the look of the top part. I really like finding images like this that flow with the text and flow with the overall brand look. So for her, we actually had to go find some stock photos, and I hate the word stock photos. I just feel like that always means cheesy, just not fun looking photos, but unsplash.com, pexels.com, a lot of those websites have beautiful stock images, and I felt like this one fit into her brand really well and also kind of just like makes the text read really nicely. So that's where I found this image. I'm trying to add a little opacity over it to make the text pop out, but with this image, I really didn't find that necessary. So I'm just going with it like this. And then I always like to have, it really depends on the client, but I like to have some background color. I sometimes feel like when I have a stark white background, it can be a little harsh looking. So for her, I used the beige background from the color palette, and I even dropped the opacity down a little bit so it didn't look as yellowish, which actually worked really well for hers. So sometimes when I'm designing Adobe XD websites, I even just have image like where you can add the image like a checkerboard thing, and I don't have the images in there yet. I can drag those in later just to get the overall framework of the website down. So I would say if you're feeling hung up and stuck on the images, then to just put placeholder images for now, like the checkerboard or just a picture frame type of image. So right now I'm also just kind of playing around with that second section, and she really stressed the importance of having a freebie on her website, and this is something I really recommend for my clients now, is having some sort of opt-in on the website, especially if it's just an informational website or a service-based website. That really helps drive traffic, and they'll see a lot of results from their website. So for her, I really want her freebie to be up top, first thing she sees, and now I can kind of just build the website off of that. So my approach is to just make sure that I'm not getting hung up on things and just going for it, and I can edit it later or I can change it later. And yeah, I can move that freebie down the page if we need to, but as long as I have some things up there, I can reorder afterwards. So I'm just playing around with that. Okay, so now you'll see me searching for some images like I mentioned before. Unsplash is one of my favorite places to go find stock images. I love it for that, and I felt like I could find a lot that really matched her branding. And I also, on my other desktop, have open her mood board so I can make sure that I'm not straying away from the overall flow and mood of what we're going for. So for this brand in particular, we really want it to be sports medicine related, but also just self-care and soul-centered, and that's the overall vibes of this brand. So you'll see me finding images like that. So I'm just making this section here, which is going to be the service section. I always like to keep in mind to have some sort of call to action at the very. So we have the freebie, which is a really important call to action, and then we have a little bit of information about the brand, and then this is going to really talk about what you're going to get working with this brand. So I do have in my course, I actually give a little bit of like a framework of what to follow when coming up with the website, because psychologically there is some really important tips on like what to put first, because we really only have a few seconds to get the audience's attention, and you want to make sure that you're getting that attention and keeping it, and making sure that you have a call to action so they know what action to take on the page. If you don't have an action, they'll most likely leave the page and you just lost out on a lead. So websites are so important, and I did want to mention that before showing you the rest of the design. Okay, so I just wanted to mention this point right here when I'm building out the testimonial section. I actually added that little text arrow, as you can see, and you might be wondering where I got that text arrow. I actually just typed in Google text arrow, and I was able to just copy it as if it's part of my keyboard instead of having to go and create an icon and worry about changing the fill color. So I do recommend, if you want some sort of arrow like this, just type that in Google and you can copy and paste the arrow onto your page as if it's text. Really cool little trick I wanted to share with you guys, and I love the look of this for her brand. And you can kind of see me jumping between each sister company because I do want them to look similar but different. So in order to keep them similar, we use the same heading font, but I am making the testimonial section similar, and you'll notice a little bit of similarities on both of the websites, but they also do look completely different, which is the goal of the whole project. So if you see me jumping between the two, that's why. So for the bottom section here, I'm adding another sort of opt-in to capture some leads. So I always like to include some sort of email opt-in so that they can stay connected, because a lot of times it takes people a while to commit to your services or commit to buying from you. So having an area for them to receive free information and really form a connection with these clients, it's really going to help you actually get sales and get real customers. So I always like to mention that to my client as to why I'm putting this on the page, because you have to have a reason why. And the reason why is I want them to get free information so that they really learn to know, like, and trust this company and want to work with them. So I'm including an email opt-in section, and I do recommend all my clients do build an email list so that they can nurture their audience and make sure that they're capturing those leads in the best way possible. So I'm adding this here, and luckily I know that when I'm developing this on Divi, it's going to be very easy to build this form, which I can show you guys at a later time, but I wanted to mention that as well. So I feel like one of my signature things on websites is to add a little bit of elements throughout the page, whether that's like the submark logo like I'm doing right now, a leaf like on the other website, something to just make the website look really unique and just creative and artsy. So I'm adding the submark logo on the page, and I felt like that really fit the brand because it's not super playful looking, but it's very like performance related and just modern looking, and I loved the way that this flowed. So you'll see me adding that in here. Alright, I've mentioned this before, but when it comes to getting social media icons, I like to use flaticon.com, and I actually just have an account there where I can change the icon color. Makes it really easy for it to flow on the page. So I'm going to search for the Instagram icon and get the Facebook icon and the Pinterest icon, and you'll see me changing those colors here in a minute. I like to always make sure, I don't know if I've ever mentioned this, that the weight, like the line weight of the icons, match, because it's very easy for the designer eye to see if there's like a thicker lined Instagram icon versus the Pinterest icon and etc. So if you want to just do a filled in icon, that might keep it easier. But yeah, did want to mention that because that is an important design tool. Okay, so for the freebie, I wanted to make it look very I wanted to make it so they know what they're going to get if they sign up for the freebie. So you'll see me in a second going to freepic.com. That's one of my favorite places to find mockups. And yes, you do have to credit the creator of it. So we can have that on like the privacy policy page or wherever we want to put that. But I did go to Freepic to find a mockup of an iPad to make the freebie download look that much more appealing. And later I told the client when I walked them through this website that we can add in the freebie on the tablet image so that it looks more enticing, I guess. So this tablet mockup's perfect. I wanted to make sure I could download it and get a transparent background so that it's very easy to add into the website with no issues. So that's what I'm doing in this section here. All right, you guys, this is what the website looks like. I'm so happy with it for the initial mock-up. I feel like this really just captured everything she wanted. It flows so nicely. I'm so happy with it. I'm so excited to hear her feedback and to continue building out the other pages. Always do the homepage first. It makes it so much easier to talk about the overall direction before getting too far. Building custom websites, I really like to walk my clients through the website before I deliver it to them, because as you guys can see as I'm walking through the step-by-step tutorial, there's a lot of things I feel like the client might not really visually understand, or there might be animation I want to add and they won't be able to see that on just the flat mock-up. So I do like to create a walkthrough video using Vimeo, and it's so easy. I just send it over to them, and I always make sure to tell them to watch that first before they provide me feedback, because it could clear up a lot of questions and save a lot of time communicating. But I'm loving how this website's coming together. I feel like this client just aligns so well with the things I love, and it's just a client I love working with, and I want to make sure that you guys are working with clients that you also love working with, because I've had my fair share of clients that just don't fit my style, don't fit my vibe, but I just did it because I wanted to make money. And that is exactly why I created my course, Guide to Landing Graphic Design Clients, because I want to provide you the tools and the tips that really helped me along the way land the clients that not only respect my value and are willing to invest, but that I really enjoy working with. So if you want to get that course, it is still $68, but only for today. So make sure you get that. And I really hope that you guys join me and the rest of my community. I'm loving it so much. It's been a dream of mine to create a community, and I'm just amazed that I'm able to do that. So love you guys so much. I'm so grateful for you. Really hope that you enjoyed this video. If you did, I would appreciate it so much if you gave it a thumbs up and subscribe to my channel if you want to see more. I'd appreciate that so much, and I will see you guys in my next video.